Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's VTuber Open Q&A session. Today at Offworld Live, we are showing you something quite interesting and something I've been learning by myself for a while. So this is a learning agents example that we're following the Unreal Engine learning agents tutorial. So this is a little bit of a demo of seeing these agents as sports car learn to drive along the path. And so I've been following the Unreal Engine kind of like reinforcement learning stuff for a while, and super impressed by a lot of the tutorials I've seen on YouTube. Primarily, I've been looking at Sword AI's imitation learning and reinforcement learning tutorials, and there's honestly so much to learn. But for today, I'm going to show you a quick tutorial I followed Unreal to do, and I've managed to also work it out as well. So let me just pull this up, pull the Unreal documentation really quickly. All right. So yeah, for the past maybe week, I've been learning the learning to drive tutorial, and it's a quick example to use learning agents in Unreal Engine. And I've also seen that using learning agents, you can do reinforcement learning, imitation learning, and even do Q learning in Unreal Engine. For people who are interested in using Unreal Engine as a simulator as opposed to a pure game engine or production kind of engine, this is a really interesting kind of tutorial to follow if you want to use it, its full capabilities. So I was really attracted by this tutorial to learn how kind of learning agents works and what kind of components you'll need. So technically what you'll need are an interactor, a manager. So you need the learning agents plugin for sure. You'll need the manager, an interactor, as well as so inside the interactor you set up your observations and actions, and then you also need to set up your rewards. So I basically just followed the entire tutorial from start to finish. Honestly, didn't change anything, but was very happy that I at least got it to work. So I'm just quickly scrolling through all of these. And it basically runs training when you start the begin play. You'll see that at the beginning, these cars are learning, they're basically learning literally to drive, whether they should steer, speed up, or else they get destroyed. So I'm gonna hit play on my computer now so you can see, we can watch this for a while. I've never kind of shared my screen on OBS and on Discord and run this at the same time, so hopefully it doesn't crash. But let me just actually take out all the things I don't need on my computer, and I'll run play simulate. So obviously it will take a while for it to load. Okay, it's not too long. So let's track a few cars to see what they're doing. So at the beginning, they will randomly spawn. These cars will randomly spawn. And once they leave the kind of the line for too long, they get destroyed. For those that are staying in line, they continue driving and are rewarded. If they don't learn how to steer, if they don't know how to steer, oh no, I'm lagging. Oh, it's continued, good. So we can look at these cars over here. So once they get destroyed, they get respawned, and then that's how we can kind of monitor them. I quite like this view as well. This keeps changing the view. Let me see comments. Yeah, this is pretty cool. It took me, to be honest, one night. I was pretty happy. I think I started on it for a few hours and I stopped and I continued on it just yesterday night. I literally did not believe that I could. So I didn't really know about reinforcement learning and how to actually do it in the engine, right? So it was pretty fun just seeing it work. Seeing it work. I've heard that it takes 15 minutes for the cars to work properly. So it takes a pretty long time. But I also recommend looking at the Sword AI technology, the Sword AI tutorial guy, as he's got a really interesting imitation tutorial. Use cases, in terms of use cases, it's more like a simulator than it is. It's basically getting the cars to know the path. So if you want to create an enemy that is getting good at something, or a competitor that's getting good at something in the game, then you could use something like that. They get faster and they also complete the track perfectly, so they won't go out of line like that. Ideally, they will be following the spline as fast as possible and completing the track. So I think over time during this stream, they will be able to do it better, I think. Yeah. I mean, this is just the Unreal tutorial. I quite like this view. You can see when they get destroyed and respawned. So it's still pretty slow now, but you can see they start to speed up at some point. So I'm just literally gonna watch them for a while. I've been watching it last night when I finished, so it was pretty fun to just watch. Let's have a look. I don't have collision set up now, so currently they don't collide, which is great because they're not competing against each other. They're all doing it together. With collision, I think so. But currently in the manager or in the interactor, I don't have any settings for checking for collisions, if they have collisions, what they should do. So ideally you can add more, I think they're called observations and actions. So more observations for when they collide, they might have to do something, like do some quick steering. So I think it wouldn't be helpful for the results we're trying to achieve for now, but yeah, I think you can. I think this is just a really simple version where you're only tracking how they're following the spline. So I think now it's getting better. So I'm just gonna leave it here for at least 15 minutes. I've heard it gets good. Is there any context to apply this to? Yeah, so I'm gonna pull up the Sword AI person. The game, it's basically created for a game, but it has been such an inspiration on this. I'm just gonna mute Sword AI. I think it's to create an enemy that can always dodge or always protect your sword actions. Yeah, so on combat systems that are supposed to be that are going to be increasingly better. So I think this changes difficulty levels. Not nice. You want to kill enemies. It'd be fun to dynamically set obstacles on the track. Yeah, I think that's possible, but there's more things to watch. Or to set obstacles and then maybe to set obstacles and the car has to do something. or you can do Mario Kart stuff where you reward certain items if it crosses path with that item. But yeah, I need to actually do a better course on it. There is someone who does, it's on, I think the name is Thomas something, who does the best tutorials on this topic. Not my own. I honestly have just followed a tutorial. Let me find out who this person is. Let me get a new window on my Google Chrome. Thomas Games. Yes, this is the person, I think. Thomas Simonini. This is a free course, and I'm looking to do it soon. I've heard it's really good. I've heard it's really good on understanding. So for me, originally I had another, so I didn't want to do cars obviously, but I did want to do something else, which is on imitating potentially motion capture, because we've been doing so much work on motion capture. But honestly, as I was doing it, I was like, this takes too much understanding for what observations and actions to set up. So it took me a while to understand. So for this sword AI person, I imagined they would have different things that are, they would be looking at the point or direction of the players, which way it swings, maybe the point of contact, maybe something like that. Whereas, let's look at the cars. They're not getting there. So this is speeding up slowly. It's doing a bit of speeding up here. And then it's steered the wrong way, so it's gonna get killed. So yeah, so for my project I had to learn more on like what are actually things I want to observe, what are actually things I want to observe and set actions, and what are the rewards of something. So you need to have a very clear goal. So it's maybe used better in games for now, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Is it possible to intervene to teach one of the cars faster? So they're all agents. I can show you the blueprint. They're basically all agents and running on a loop. So I'm guessing the answer is no, because they're all running by index of the same. I mean, maybe every 30 agent you can reward one rogue agent. It's possible. It's just adding certain blueprints on specific indexes. But yeah, it would. This is reminding me of like how scientific a project or experiment has to be, because you're there would be a reason to do it a certain way, and I've just haven't gotten into this mindset for quite a long time, so it is interesting. It's interesting to think like super logically. It's like, why do I need to do it this way? Is it because I want to make the system more chaotic or more unpredictable, that kind of thing? So yeah, currently it's using the Unreal Engine spline to help these cars. It makes me think of Worldbox, but in high res. Someone plugged Replica into the City Unreal example for the pedestrians. Yeah, it is pretty fun. I mean, if you've seen, I think this is more fun than a lot of the NPC stuff we've seen. Obviously, I've also tested In World and Convi. They're all fun things to do. Um, NPC characters, and a lot of them is just running kind of large language models, text to speech, and then link it to some kind of animation file. But I'm really interested in kind of like object simulation or like using world objects to tell a story. So obviously I don't know what I'm gonna do with this, but it's just fun. Um, it's just fun to play with. I'm gonna give them more time. I think generally the lifespan is increasing for these cars, so they know kind of how to steer now. If you pay attention to these blobs over here, it's kind of slowing down when, and it's speeding up now. But yeah, that's gonna get killed. Um, yes, there's something around tick, I think, or you can set the time somewhere. I don't remember how it's set and when it's set. I think this is now 900 seconds. I'm not sure each phase. Let me look at the output. I don't know if it shows. If you look at the output log, it's basically resetting agents all the time. And depends on how many times it iterates. Average reward, average return, average value, and episode length. Don't remember. There must be a spot. And I've also set to 60. I followed this tutorial because it my thing wasn't working, and I followed a tutorial to help me change some settings in the engine plugin. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, they're slowly getting faster. So the cars know how to speed up as well. Let me check how long we've been streaming for. So it should be around, was it 10 minutes? Let's give it another 5 to see if they get better. Yeah, so I was following alongside, also following this tutorial, and it says if you run into an error when during training, then something like that, then you have to change the timeout from 10 to something larger, like 60. Does that change the time? I don't know if that changes the time. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I need to do the whole course and then tell you about it in a month or so, but currently I don't know. It's getting better. It's getting to the grooves a bit more now. These cars. I steered the wrong way. Maybe there's a way to do it like people did in the Trackmania AI. What is that? I haven't seen it before, so yeah, they're literally sobering up these cars. Lots of bad drivers. To be honest, in terms of usage for this type of learning and training in game engine, a lot of these are controlled environments, right? But a lot of people are interested in building simulators now, and to speculate on real life situations, I believe. So they're looking at how they can kind of test a setting before bringing something to life. Um, that's maybe one way of using things like these outside of the game context. I've also heard of someone kind of like creating synthetic data sets to feed to an AI system. And so that's potentially what some people are using it for as well. Let's see. It is getting better, isn't it? They are kind of starting to steer in the right way and moving faster. I mean, here we can see how fast they're doing it. Yeah, doing pretty well, honestly. Oh, look. This is so impressive. They are doing it now. No, they're all gonna get killed here. Ah. Let's look at these ones. Yeah, these are all steering the wrong way. Yeah, please do. I mean, I'm planning to revamp this project and work on I'm planning to revamp this project and turn it into little scooters because I think it'll be really fun. Visualization they do with these sorts of videos. Okay, let's have a look. What's this video? Training an unbeatable. Oh, I see. It must be kind of. This is also 6 months ago. Yeah. This is literally the same. This is literally the same setup. Using splines. And yeah, definitely reinforcement learning, isn't it? Oh, it's a good visualizer. It's a really, really cool visualizer. Yeah, I really need to learn more about this. This is really cool. That's sick. It's so cool to know that yeah, people do stop it. This is a much harder game. So they're all like straight turns. If I were to do Mario Kart, I wouldn't even drive as good as these cars now. Look at the steer. It's amazing. This one. Steer, steer, steer. Imagine a Mario Kart where people try to build the best AI. Honestly, the best could be very, very good. So, I mean, I just fall into the water all the time. It's, I think it's getting there. They're all doing something now. This is the hardest curve, it looks like. Yeah, this is a. They generally struggle with this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of teaching systems how to play. Yeah, I mean, I think we all get the idea now. I hope this was a cool demo. Obviously not gonna do a tutorial. I'm not good enough for this, but very happy that I got it to work. Um, yeah, I feel like I need to go back and study study on it on a few more for a few more weeks, and then I'll try to repurpose it for something else. If I run it for a few more weeks, I might just speed crazily fast, but also can't leave my laptop playing the whole time. Um, there is something I'm planning to do with something similar. I'm planning to work on, I'm gonna modify this into a different setting, different vehicles, maybe different look, but to for it to be displayed somewhere, maybe in a gallery or a space, and I'll probably keep that one running for a few days at least. So we'll see how that one goes. Yeah, this is super fun. I mean, um, I wasn't going to do this. I was gonna wait for the motion matching demo from Unreal because I really want to do locomotion in 5.4 and introduce. Last week I was planning to do a 5.4 intro, but um, I was trying to rig up a Nicki Minaj model and retarget it, but it took me too long, so I just ended up doing this, and luckily didn't spend too much time on it. Oh, thank you, Chipko. Honestly, I don't know. I was just playing around, hoping for the best. And obviously, this is a field that I'm not knowledgeable in. The demos, it's not out yet. So the motion matching one supposedly features the locomotion library stuff. And the post searching. It's not ready yet. When it is, will be super fun to look at. Um, but yeah, when it is, I'll definitely do a stream on it because it's something I've wanted to learn for ages. I've seen how other game devs do their locomotion. It looks so complicated, so it seems like they're creating a good solution for it. Wow, you can really see how the cars are trying to stick on the spline line itself. Let's go back to the lit mode. Ooh. Oh, stopped. I just accidentally stopped it by clicking on the cinematic viewport. This is basically a reinforcement learning tutorial, but to learn how to drive. Oh, sorry, just hit the microphone to learn how to drive. Um, it is exactly that, but the sword AI thing uses imitation learning on top of it, on top, or in parallel. Um, so yeah, I also need to learn. I also need to learn like what certain learnings are used for. They must be used for different reasons. But yeah, I've basically added 32 agents, but I can also do 5 agents, for example. I think I set it up in class settings, so I can do even 3, and I can make them massive, I feel like. I want to make these cars massive. So I'm gonna delete everything. And just delete up to 3. How many are we? 3. Great. Oh, sorry, I need to make them big. I'll make them massive. So it might be harder. This will be really fun to watch. I think it can't move. Oh, it's stuck on coat. That's so funny. Hmm. Hey, moving now. They're all stuck. It's so funny. Literally trying to speed and lol. I don't know what this is doing. Literally pushing a car around. Why is that? Maybe the scale isn't right. I can just put it back on 1, 1, 1. Yeah, it's working now. Interesting. I'm gonna go into the blueprint maybe to make the cars bigger. And check that they will still work. Really isn't moving when the scale is off. I guess this is kind of messing up with the training, isn't it? I'm just pushing the cars away. Just have no idea why they don't move. So weird. Yeah, I can't change the scale. Super interesting. Cool. In that case, that's pretty much the demo for today. It is quite funny. It is quite funny what we're doing. I hope I'll get to learn a bit more this week and give you a better report of what I can do. But yeah, thank you so much for joining the stream. Again, it's really fun joining the stream with you guys every day, every week, because everyone's working on really interesting stuff. But yeah, yeah, thanks so much. Hopefully you can do some nice car stuff. Oh, I'm watching your car work, your piece of work as well. Let me show that a bit here. That's really cool. I mean, you can definitely swap these cars out for something like this. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, great stuff. Thank you so much, everyone, and I'll see you again next week around the same time. But yeah, see you. Bye.